Aquarius, welcome to your 2017 horoscope for the year ahead. This is the year where you get to see if your Saturn business seeds will blossom. Most of the hard graft has been done, so it's now time to get out there and network. You can also expect a busier social life than last year because now you have more reason to get out and about. That way you can start connecting with folk other than just your work colleagues. You will also want to spend more time with flesh and blood people and not just cyber business companions and connections. Jupiter's enterprising spirit continues its influence for most of the year, which should bring invites to the far-flung places of the globe. You're willing to explore off the beaten track in 2017, and so that way you can see the bigger picture this year and not get caught up in silly local squabbles. The pagan priestess energy is also strong in 2017 and will call you to connect with Mother Earth and her sacred spaces. The eclipses will shake, rattle and roll your relationships, but in a good way, so don't despair. You might go through quite an image change too. This could be through meeting a partner who is quite unlike your previous fancies. This is simply a reflection of your inner changes over the last few years. Saturn in your friendship house might mean that you are attracted to more serious, dependable and older people rather than the Dionysian, flaky hippies who let you down in the past. If you have a new child, this could also account for the change, as you have to be a responsible adult now. An interesting paradox is Lilith in your friendship zone too, which might seem contrary to the Saturn influence there. But what you get is the wise crone and priestess Lilith and not the forbidden fruit harlot version. So let's look at the influences of Jupiter and Saturn in your sign for the year ahead. Jupiter in Libra, January the 1st to October the 11th. So it's a case of all aboard, because Jupiter is at its best in your 9th house of expanding horizons, religion and philosophy. This is where you will want to climb up the highest mountain and take an eagle-eye perspective. As you are now able to see miles ahead, you'll find that you are better able to predict your own future. The pettiness of silly little arguments dissolves into the background and you can feel more optimistic that it's all part of a grand plan. There is serenity in feeling that there could be a higher power taking care of things. Events that occur at this time seem to have a special destined feel about them and result from being able to tap into a universal intelligence. When we have that sense of the architect in the sky, there is less pressure that we have to work everything out ourselves. So after the intense soul searching of Jupiter in heavy house 8, you're ready to emerge into this carefree experimental phase. Saturn in Sagittarius in your 11th house till December the 20th. This period of your life is rich with opportunities to come together with like-minded people and to work as a team. You have learnt to shine as an individual, so now it's time to bring your expertise into group situations. It might be quite a challenge at times because you're still riding on the laurels of your individual success. Still, you have the chance to take your biggest dreams to the next level, and it will get easier as time progresses. This zone of hopes and wishes has a visionary feel and one where you are inspired by other people's excitement for the future too. The framework for your wildest fantasies is provided for by Saturn. It is important to network like you've never done before because co-workers will not allow you to do things solo any longer. Once you have attained a certain level of professionalism, it is natural to attract those peers with whom you can compare notes and also enjoy a social life. They will want you integrated into their collective once they recognize your talent. This group Midas touch can then affect a larger sphere of influence or the market. It will feel like you are joining a cartel, and this will feel empowering. Saturn in this house tests how much responsibility you are willing to accept at the behest of your friends. There is usually quite a positive outcome, however. Like your comrades may want you to become a spokesman for their cause, yet you have a real fear of public speaking. The challenge of Saturn here is that in fulfilling your peers' needs, you become skilled in something that you might never have done otherwise. During this time, you will also find out whether your career goals have been realistic or not. Sometimes it can be a time of disappointment where you see your friends ascend or promoted while you're left behind. If that is the case, all ideas and plans will be aborted. Don't fret. You will get the chance to start all over again when Saturn enters your first house for a brand new cycle. We tend to perfect 11 house visions on our second Saturn cycle here, rather than the first. Saturn has a 29-year cycle around the chart, so it is not the end of the world if you don't make it this cycle. What you will at least come out with is valuable advice from the peers who did succeed. So a little taster forecast for the more detailed section of the year ahead. January to March. Lilith in Scorpio, January the 1st to February the 11th. During this time, Lilith, through your house of status and higher calling, will ask you to look how authentic you are in your career. How much is the material benefit compared to feeding your soul and being of service to others? Are you a team player, or are you starting to feel a little exiled from the rest of your colleagues? In this house, the individualist side of Lilith wants to stand out and have her status recognized. After February the 12th, Lilith, through the house of friendship and wishes, will sort out which contacts are on your wavelength and which are not. During this time, if you're not able to be authentic with your closest companions, then you may find yourself getting impatient and bored. The strain of keeping up a facade will take its toll, and you will slowly feel yourself separating. Networking with common interest groups is recommended as a remedy. That way, Lilith will not feel exiled and alone. Mars in Taurus from March the 10th to April the 21st. Maintaining agreement with those you live with can be quite difficult at this time, as you are much less willing to compromise than usual. You certainly need some space from the rest of the household, so don't let others enforce you into too much intimacy. If you find you need to go out more or barricade yourself inside your bedroom, then do it. You are easily irritated at this time, so respect your need to disconnect or risk majorly offending a family member or flatmate. If you live alone, then you will enjoy making it your sanctuary. Put energy into your living space by clearing out clutter and refreshing the decor. The lunar eclipses. The lunar eclipse in Leo, first of all, is on February the 11th. Your personal identity is up for a revamp with this one, and that will ensure that you are expressing more truthfully how you feel inside. The problem is every new thing that you express about yourself seems to shake up your partnerships. Watch as those who you have teamed up closely with for a long time start to feel really uneasy about your direction. For example, you might decide that you have been looking a bit too grungy and bohemian, which does not really give off a professional image. Then you find partners accuse you of selling out and that people should accept you for how you are, man. The truth is, you've actually felt the change internally for some time, but it's only now that this new you is starting to blossom. The solar eclipse in Pisces on February the 26th. The effects of an eclipse in your possessions and value zone is variable. Because this is the house of money, people often worry about financial crisis when an eclipse falls here, but there is just a very slim chance of that, and only possible if this eclipse closely aspects a personal ruler here, or hits the ruler of this house by hard aspect. So check your house too and its ruler. But even if a credit crunch does occur, eclipses in your self-worth zone are simply opportunities to see how much you really value yourself. Well, I hope you enjoyed that forecast. If you would like to download the full year ahead on PDF, do come down to darkstarastrology.com. That's my website. And there's also free monthly horoscopes, the full moon and the new moon every month as well. All the best then. Bye-bye.